on number 1 on the trail at the moment, which is Addington Parkland and Palace. It was actually called Addington Place and then became Addington Palace when the Archbishops moved in, and they would have made certain changes over the years. And the spot just ahead of me, where I'm pointing the camera now, is where I did a video on the Addington Stones mystery. It's a fairly recent video, and I'm still trying to find out what became, or what the origin was of that. So please have a look at that video. I'll put a link above. I'm actually reaching out to archaeologists at the moment to see what I can find out. Now, King Henry VIII used to hunt on this land, I guess the wider land, and one publication I saw made reference to a subterranean tunnel. Who knows? We may never know. I believe it was uncovered in a dig once. It would be nice to find out a bit more. We'll wait and see what happens on that one. So I've walked through the main part of the park. There's a nice kind of perimeter walk here. It's flattened but not paved as such. So I wouldn't say it's completely accessible, but it does, for a lot of people, they just walk the perimeter of the park and get their exercise that way. And the dogs can run around and have fun and get some fresh air. It's not actually a long walk. They do advertise the time on there. I think it's a sort of 45 minutes duration, 15 minutes walking time. I'm not quite sure how that works out. The great thing is, I'll just tread on a twig. The great thing is that you can get the tram to the starting point. So where I came into the park, up near Addington Palace Golf Course, is the Gravel Hill tram stop. So you can get to there, complete the walk at your leisure, and when it finishes, we're actually near the Addington Village tram stop, so that's one stop nearer to New Addington. But obviously you can just hop on a tram there and come back home, or wherever your onward destination may be. And this is the quite wonderful St Mary's Church. Parish Church of St Mary the Blessed Virgin, founded 1080 AD. Wow. This church has a significance to me because on the 15th of June 1957 my mum and dad were married here. Shortly after my dad passed away in 2017, we found an old cine film that had been done, so a little bit of a clip there for you. On the sheets that you get for your walk, it occasionally gives you a little test, and on this one it's, can you find the secret gate in the churchyard wall? This was added by the Archbishops so they could move quickly between the palace and the church. Well, the palace is over in that general direction. There is a gate in the wall over there, but I had seen online an earlier photograph that suggested it was much older, this gate. But obviously there is a gate in the wall over there, that is the general direction. I can't see anything else. A beautiful old church. Well worth a visit if you can. Number 42 opposite me is the old post office. There was a tea room there, and it was also set up to serve al fresco meals to visitors. Now see, there is some kind of gateway over there, so whether that represents the original boundary, possibly. And another nice view of the church. So next to the church is Flint Cottage. Well, originally it was Flint Cottages. It was 3 cottages for the farm workers. They were knocked into one. A number of property along here, Flint Cottages and other cottages, were for the farm workers. The little question on the walk sheet is, can you work out how old they are? So I'll let you ponder that one and provide answers in the comments. This is the old forge at Addington Village. Current building dates to 1740, although there is reference to an old forge being here back to the 16th century. Heart of village life, providing support to the farming functions, and it's quite great to see actually that there's a working forge today. I can hear some machinery. Actually got a sign on there, built around 1740. If I can have a look in. Working away, didn't want to disturb him. So this is Forge Mews, and this is located on the site of Upper Farm. There were originally 2 farmyards in the village, one being Lower House Farm, located near the Cricketers Inn. That makes me think, was that my ruin? So very nice properties. Current buildings from the late 20th century, designed with a farmyard character. I'm going to go along a bit further to the home of the village cricket club. There's an interesting little piece on the sheet here. The fields around Addington would originally have been filled with corn and cows. Now they are mainly used for horses and playing golf. This area is well served by golf courses, because next to Addington Palace you've got the Addington, which is probably one of the most famous golf courses in the area. The wicket leading to Boundary Way. So you can tell where we're heading. There's actually Addington's 1743 cricket club. And a bit of a dip there, but it is a very well known cricket club indeed. Oh yeah, dates back to 1743. These are lion lodges on the last stop on the walk. Also wanted to show you the hill. So this is the steep climb referred to. Just down the end of that, where it levels out, is the road towards the forge, and then turn right towards the church. So these medieval buildings, they mark the entrance to the original medieval manor house, built in 1780. At the same time as the Addington Palace, and later the Archbishops built another 4 driveways and accompanying lodge buildings. These were Stable Lodge at the current entrance to Addington Palace in Gravel Hill, South Lodge near the car park at Addington Park, and West Lodge, Bishop's Walk, now demolished. There was also a Swiss Lodge which is over in Shirley. I believe it is still there, not sure what it's used for, but it's kind of on the other side of the hill. And each lodge was built in a slightly different architectural style, as a display of the Archbishop's wealth and knowledge. Beautiful flint walls. Impressive buildings. I do like lodge houses. I don't know why, because they're often near busy roads. But I very much like the architectural style of them. So I hope you've enjoyed my take on this Croydon Heritage Walk in the Addington Village Conservation Area. It is so rich in history, And I think we sort of take that for granted sometimes. The archbishops that were there, King Henry hunting there, references in the Domesday Book and so on. And the great thing for me is that so much of this is still standing and has been preserved, and obviously being a conservation area, that's part of the aims of that. And it's easy to get to. Line 3 tram to New Addington from Croydon, and you get off at Gravel Hill to start the route, and you can take in the first lodge house there, walk through the park, little loop of the village with a little climb at the end, and then you can head back, as I am now, to the Addington Village tram stop. Well, thank you for accompanying me on this walk. There are more of them online. I believe there's even more, but the link wasn't working, so I fed that back to Croydon Council. But I plan to do more of these heritage walks. Because I do the walk and talk series, it would make sense to actually complete the plotted route rather than me try and reinvent it. So I do hope you'll join me again. And if you like these videos, please subscribe. That would be much appreciated. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.